because new reports say the Chinese are looking to put troops on the ground in Cuba. So how should the U.S. respond to that? With me to talk about it, decorated U.S. Army military veteran. He served 2 combat tours in Afghanistan, was also assigned to NATO to support U.S. foreign relations. Adam Roosevelt. Adam, good to have you back.
Good to be with you, Steve. Good to see you.
Good to see you. And I know you're on the other side of the world in Dubai today. And so you're well-traveled. You've been on the front lines. You've been in hot LZs. You understand what we deal with militarily. Allowing the Chinese to come into Cuba when we didn't allow that to happen in the early 1960s with the Bay of Pigs and with the Cuban Missile Crisis, well, how could we possibly allow it to happen now?
Well, Steve, I tell you that the U.S. foreign policy strategy is definitely fractured in terms of its ability to be effective against China. China is using this stage to effectively create more influence in different parts around the world. They're doing stronger relationships in the Middle East with Iran and Saudi Arabia. This Cuba announcement is very interesting, but it is a strategic play in response to America's position in Taiwan. And this is to see how far America will go to effectively push back against China, given the latest trip we just saw from Secretary Blinken.
You know, Blinken was treated very poorly. First of all, when he arrived in the country, he was met by the American ambassador and a third-tier diplomat. He didn't even know if he was going to get a meeting with President Xi. When he finally did, he was seated several seats down to the right. Xi sat at the front of the table. They got together for about 35 minutes, which means they had about 10 minutes of productive conversation, maybe. And then he was lectured like he was a school kid misbehaving in 6th grade. It was embarrassing all the way around, wasn't it?
I share your thoughts on the meeting, and I'm unfortunate to have viewed it from the other side of the world and the laughing that is occurring in the Middle East and different parts of the world with America's performance on foreign policy under President Biden. But it is unfortunate that we've lost so much credibility, and we're continuing to lose credibility with our relations in Asia, Middle East, and different parts around the world.